This is Carita Parks with Bowie Television at the Under Armour Performance Center, where the Baltimore Ravens have been preparing all week for their big AFC Championship showdown at M&T Bank Stadium on Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs. The vibe around the facility has been a balance of seriousness and taking care of business, but also they're still having fun, laughing, joking. So there's that lightheartedness too. So I don't get the sense that they are allowing this game to overwhelm them. And every time this team has been up against a challenge this season, they have met that challenge. And I think that gives them a lot of confidence going into Sunday. On an injury front, some good news. Marlon Humphrey, he practiced this week. His status for Sunday is still up in the air, but he said he feels good. He's ready to contribute, and he'll just see how he feels on Sunday. Mark Andrews has been officially activated, so he will also be playing on Sunday. Now, in his case, Isaiah Likely has obviously taken the load since he was injured. So I'm sure they'll work Mark into the plan in a strategic way, but he's excited to be out there and help this team get to the Super Bowl. Someone else who's ready to get this team to the Super Bowl, Lamar Jackson. This week he said to be a champion, you have to go through a champion. So he's ready for Patrick Mahomes. He knows what it's going to take, and it's been like that for him as well all season. He's had that fire in his eyes, and he still has that. The other big storyline is the Baltimore Ravens defense against the Kansas City offense and weapons that they have like Travis Kelce and that matchup with Kyle Hamilton. But the Ravens offense also has to be ready because the Kansas City defense, they have been getting a lot of compliments for what they've been able to do over the next few weeks. So per usual, this team is going to have to be clicking on all cylinders, and they know that. So once again, this is Carita Parks with Bowie Television. Be sure to follow us for all of your Ravens content. Also, we will have your AFC Championship game coverage, so follow us for that as well.
Some days are good for football and skiing and dancing in the rain. Today was good for a lot of stuff. So we had a great practice. Guys are into it, locked in, understand the challenge in front of us against a great football team, very well coached, very talented, very tough. So we're looking forward to it. We can't wait to get to it, but we have still some preparation to do up until that time. So what questions do you have?
John, there's some reports that tight end Mark Andrews will be activated off of injured reserve. What can you tell us about that?
He is going to be activated off the reserve today.
And is that an indication that he's going to play as well?
Yeah, that's the idea.
John, is it a priority?
Testing that has to be done on Sunday to make sure he's good to go? Or?
No, I don't think so. We'll see. Unless there's some kind of a problem, he'll be fine.
John, is it a priority to make sure that Isaiah Likely is still involved in the game plan with how effective he's been with Mark Andrews being out?
Yeah, I mean, our offense is what it is at this point in time. So to add a player like Mark is a great add for us. I mean, it's a great advantage. We're excited about it. Mark's been looking good the last couple of weeks. He's merged into the game plan as we built it this week, and that's what we'll be running with on Sunday.
John, what do you think the feel of the team is right now as you guys just finished your last practice before the game?
I mean, they're excited. You know, it takes a lot to get to this point. You know, to still be playing a game of this magnitude, it's a hard thing to do. You know, so they're excited to be playing the game. They want to put their best foot forward. They want to play their best. They want to play their hardest. You know, they want to do well. So that's how they're thinking.
Coach, I know you talked about it this week. Could you talk about your relationship again with Andy Reid? And do you guys talk throughout the year?
We talk here and there. You know, it's not like we're talking regularly throughout the year, but the relationship is great. He's a guy I look up to, always have. Admire him very much. We do a lot in the off season, also just friendship-wise, but also talk about our kids a lot. I can tell you that. But also with the rules and stuff like that. But we haven't had too many conversations lately.
Coach, Andy mentioned a hospital visit you had with Lavelle Edwards and your father one time. Do you remember that visit and how that all came about?
Well, I wasn't there for the visit. They were at an All-Star game, I think, and they spent a couple days together visiting hospitals. And I think Andy told me one time they were the only 3 coaches there, so he thought that was pretty cool. But they hit it off, and he told me that story the first time I met him, and pretty meaningful for a kid to hear that about his dad. And, you know, Andy's a great guy. I mean, I love Andy. I love Tammy. I love all their kids. You know, I was there when the kids were all growing up. You know, and running around. And it's just the coaching relationship that you have with your colleagues, and it becomes like a
Going
friendship.
back to 2008, what have you learned about getting ready for a big game like this?
Well, I mean, it's a game. That's the bottom line. It's a football game. It's against a very good team. Yeah, the opportunity, the reward to win one game is great. You know, everybody understands it. You put it in perspective. You got to play your best football against the best teams, but it's a football game. You know, so all the things that matter in a football game matter in this game, and those are the things that we're going to try to do well.
John, what kind of toughness did it take for Mark Andrews to get from that night against Cincinnati to get to a point where he's being activated?
That's a great point, Jameson. I would say an amazing amount of toughness. You know, physical toughness in terms of the work he had to put in and the pain. I mean, the physical pain he went through. And I saw him in the training room. I mean, very painful injury, very painful rehab. And then just the mental toughness. I mean, you know, with Mark, the crazy thing is you talk to him, it's how's it going? It's going great. It's amazing. I'm doing so well. Everybody's amazing with me. I love these guys. I love everything. It's just how he stays, you know, as A+ positive every single day. I just love that about him.
On Sunday, of course, a lot of legends, even Michael Phelps will be in the house. Certainly worthy for an AFC final. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's nice, and but we'll be focusing on. I know the Chiefs are going to be in the house, so I think that's going to be our focus for sure.
You have a ring already in 2012. You've been back a couple times in the playoffs, but tough to get back to this point. What does it say about the league that you coach in? How difficult it is to get to this point?
Well, yeah, I mean, we say it many times. It's tough to win a football game in the National Football League. You know, it's the most competitive thing that I can imagine. I'm in the middle of it, but I'm sure there are other things that are really competitive in life. I'm just not aware of them. You know, this is the toughest thing in the world to me, to win a football game, and that's what we're going to try to do on Sunday.
Coach, the approach and the way the guys worked this week, was it as normal as you try to keep it, knowing what's at stake? Do you feel like everything went, you know, the way it usually goes, like in week 3?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the same routine. We're a routine group. It's a practice sport. It's a meeting sport. Our guys are doing what they always do, trying to do it the best we can. We try to have our best week this week, you know, and that's what we tried to do.
So did you do any preparation for rain, or you played so often in it this year that you didn't really have to do anything different?
Yeah, we didn't really do anything different. You know, we get the balls wet here and there, but we've been rained on a lot this year.
John, you mentioned at the beginning of the week, you know, it's been 53 years since an AFC championship game was posted here. Shout out Jerry and his connection to that last game. Have you heard more stories or heard just around town just what this game means to people being here in Baltimore?
I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of in a cocoon. You know, I'm you know, so if I think people are probably excited, is my guess, you know. But we've been focusing on the game. I'm excited for the town. I think it's someone like Tom Maddie and his wife, you know, they went to high school with my mom, you know. So when we came to town here, they were the first ones to reach out, Tom and Judy Maddie, and we went to dinner with them. And I think what this would have meant to him, you know, to have this game back here in Baltimore. So things like that, they're meaningful.
Two more.
John, how did Marlon look this week, and is that still kind of just a game plan thing?
He looked good. You know, I'm confident. I'm confident, but you know, I can't say for sure.
You don't want to get too far ahead, I know, but you have a game next year against your brother.
Yeah.
Again, what was the reception like hearing about him joining the Chargers?
Fired up. You know, yeah. Not thinking about the game. No, that's a game way off in the future. But very excited for Jim. Happy for his family. Like I told you guys before, he called that night back home. And the kids had already had their bags packed. They were ready. They thought they were going the next day to L.A. They're actually coming here, so that's cool. But they didn't waste the bag packing, I guess. But it's like I said, the Chargers just got themselves a great football coach. Players are going to love him. City's going to love him, and you know they're going to be.
Media attention this week. Your second time joining us. What is that impactful in any way? Is it impactful? Does it bother? Or is it just distraction, or is it just whatever?
I mean, you guys want to know what's going on, how we think, and how we feeling. So it's cool. I'm cool with it.
Lamar, John just told us that Mark Andrews is going to be activated off injured reserve, and he's going to play Sunday. Yeah. What does that mean to you, and what does that mean to the team?
It means a lot to all of us. What it means to me is I got another security blanket. You know, I'm on the field, him likely, and the rest of the guys just ready to get after it right now.
Yeah, Mark. I talked to Nelson Aguilar last week and asked about you. He said there's something in you this year, being all year, and he's with it. What has been the key for you to maintain locked in the whole season?
Just knowing what's at stake. You know, just being around for some years now and seeing different teams we've had here. And I feel like go back to 2019. We had a chance to be where we are right now, and we fell short. You know, so like I said, me just being around different teams, knowing we got a great defense, great offense, great special teams, our opportunity is right in front of us. So you know, I got to just stay locked in. All of us should be thinking the same way.
Lamar, you said we want to know how you're feeling. So what are your nerves like before the biggest game of your NFL career so far?
The same as it was last week.
Lamar, Patrick said he watched you in college. He knew this was going to take place, and there was going to be these battles between you and him going down for years to come. Your respect level for him, and do you feel the same way?
Oh, definitely. But I didn't really catch their games. I didn't really catch those guys' games. But definitely when I did actually watch Patrick play when we got to the league and stuff like that, it was a no-brainer. You know, he's one of those guys. He's one of the GOATs in the making. You know, but definitely looking forward to it.
Following up on that, Patrick mentioned that he'd seen you from afar, giving you a lot of praise, obviously, but going against a quarterback that has had the most success, going 3-1 in those head-to-head matchups, how much sweeter would it be to get the win against a quarterback that has led his team to 6 straight championship games as well? Yeah,
I'm not really worried about what he's done with his team. You know, it didn't matter who we was playing. You know, I was gonna feel the same way. But it'd definitely be great. You know, because they've been going to the AFC each and every year. Super Bowl seems like it's been every year since I've been in the league at least. But yeah, it'd definitely be a good feeling, you know, just to win with the last playoff game. You know, it'd definitely be great to win.
Lamar, like you said, your nerves are kind of where they were last week, and you kind of lived in the moment all year. For you personally, how do you go about not making this game, you know, bigger than all the other games you played this year?
So that's just my mindset. You know, I've been in games where, you know, it's it's one of the games of the week or something like that, and I'm hyped. I'm hyped with everyone else hyped, and when I get on the field, it's like I'm tired now. You know, so I pretty much just be cool, calm, and collect. You know, into the game, the ball snap, the whistle's blown. You know, stuff like that.
Do you have a relationship with Chris Jones at all?
Has it been a normal week for you as far as, I mean, I was asking Coach the same thing. It's a bigger game, obviously, a lot at stake, but have you guys treated this pretty much
Yeah, we pretty much treated it the same.
Do you have a relationship with Chris Jones? Have you played against him? Obviously, went head-to-head with him once.
Yeah, I played against him a few times, you know, but I don't really have a relationship with him. I don't.
Last time we spoke, you were securing a playoff spot. Now you're hosting a championship game. That day you told me how important your faith has been throughout the journey. So now I want to ask you, what has been the toughest part of your journey and how you were able to manage it?
The toughest part of my journey? I really don't know, you know, because of my faith. Just knowing God with me through whatever I'm going through, you know, I just put my trust in Him and just pretty much go with the flow. So I really don't have pressure or I'll be overthinking anything.
How has Mark looked out at practice over the past 2 weeks?
He's been looking good. He's been looking sharp. You know, he's been speeding up the process. He's been looking great.
Lamar, as normal as practice was this week, it's not normal around town. They're obviously pumped. But have you felt any of that excitement? I know you don't go out too much and carouse around, but are you feeling the excitement around town?
I mean, I'm excited. I see it on social media. You know, all the fans. I'm getting tagged every day, all day. So I'm definitely seeing it, and I'm knowing what's going on. I understand what's at stake for the city and how everyone feel about the team. So definitely.
Lamar, speaking of social media, are you aware of all the buzz and news about you tweeting Johnny?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I did.
I know you focused on this game. Just curious though, Mike Vick, like what do you remember about him, watching him and growing up, and then what was that like having him a little bit as a mentor and really on your career?
Yeah, I definitely watched Mike Vick. Definitely highlights. You know, I always caught highlights. When I was a kid growing up, when he was playing, I really didn't like football at the time. You know, watching it at least. But once he went to the Eagles and stuff like that, you know, I'm pretty much older, and I remember I remember the game from when they played against the Giants, the comeback game. That was a crazy game. You know, to me, he was still in his prime. You know, but he wasn't running as much. You know, he was just throwing the ball all over the field. Deshaun, he had those guys, McCoy. They was just going crazy. But I remember a lot. I remember a lot, definitely.
When he used to call you and stuff early on in your college.
I mean, it's cool. It was cool, I guess. I believe we're just gonna keep doing what we've been doing. You know, just dishing out the ball to all our guys. You know, not just one person. You know, Mark is definitely gonna help us through this process. You know, he's one of the ones. But we're gonna keep dishing the ball out like we've been doing.
Any plan to address the team, and sort of what message would that be for Sunday?
We should already know what's going on. You know, it's nothing need to be said. Everyone knows what's at stake for us.
That's what it's about, is playing together.
How difficult was it to watch for a while and then try to get back to this point?
It's tough. You know, it's the first time really in my career I've had to deal with something like this. So just patiently waiting. You know, it's when you have to watch on Sundays, it's not an easy thing, but I'm excited for this opportunity. I'm excited where I'm at now, and yeah.
Is this what drove you? Success. Did you think about it at all? Like, oh, if I can get back and play with him, I'm going to be able to do this much more.
Really just happy for him. You know, you're always happy for your guys and how they're playing, and him, Charlie, and they really got some big opportunities and played good ball, and that's an awesome thing for our team. It's going to be awesome for this game, and yeah, I'm excited to showcase what we can do.
Is this what drove you back, is to be here in this playoff? We mentioned your name, Lamar. There's a huge smile on his face whenever you're talking.
Yeah. You know, we came in here in the league in 2018, same time together, and we've always talked about unfinished business, and this is part of that business.
Did you see the game any differently, that you were on the sideline and just sort of watching it as opposed to actually playing it while you were out?
Yeah, I got to focus on play calls and different things like that. You know, being on TV, you can't really tell exactly what they're running, so just being locked into again to how the game is operating, how Coach Blanket was calling the game, and you know, trying to put myself in their shoes, and that was good for me.
Mark, I apologize if this was asked, but what about the journey to get back and not knowing that you would, you know, be at this point? I mean, it's all come together, and obviously been very fortunate. And Coach talked about how hard you worked in the meantime.
Yeah, like you said, it's been a lot of hard work. I'm thankful for a lot of people here that have helped me just to come here and work every day, have a good plan and schedule laid out, and here we are now. You know, going to the AFC Championship game, feeling healthy, feeling good, and I'm excited to help this team in this upcoming game.
Did you ever doubt that you could get back here at this point?
No, I think that, you know, mentally you got to stay on top of it. You got to be able to, get healthy in your head, get healthy with your body. It's all in one. So for me, pushing myself every day, believing that I was going to be able to come back, and it's easy to do when you have great teammates that every day you come in is just say that we're going to keep winning for you, and we're going to keep winning, and by the time you're back, it's going to be go time.
Mark, how much time each day was devoted to your rehab, would you say, if you were estimating?
It just depends. I probably spend about 4 to 6 hours here every day and work out, rehab, and then you're not home, and there's different things like the hyperbaric oxygen chamber and stuff like that. So basically the whole day was dedicated towards getting better.
Mark, people say when you get in game mode close to a game that you know to stay away because you kind of get in that mode. Have you thought about what the emotions may be like for you given the stage and how hard you work to get back?
Yeah, I feel like, being out of the game for however many weeks it's been, I'm definitely internalizing everything, thinking about it, and
I'm excited. You know, I can't tell you how excited. This is what I love to do. I love to play football. I love the Ravens. I love this city. I'm gonna give them everything I got.
Do you think, will you have to be cautious at all with how many snaps you play, or is that going to be played by feel?
I'm feeling good. I'm gonna help this team any way I can, and whatever they're asking me to do, I'm gonna do. So yeah, I feel good.
During your rehab, did you at any time? When was it the time you said, "I think I can make it back"?
It's tough. You know, it's in the early stages of rehab, it's little increments, and then you look back a week before that, and it was a huge jump. And so we start making these huge jumps, and we got to a point about three weeks ago, and you start talking about it. You start wrapping your mind around what's going to happen, and that's kind of how it went.
How much of the Mark Andrews that we've come to know do you think can be out there Sunday?
I'm going to give it my all. And you'll see me.
Harbaugh was saying that it took more than just Isaiah to fill your shoes. How have you seen this offense progress as a whole since you last played?
Just efficient. They're playing really good ball, and obviously, number 8's playing, some of the best ball in the world. I've never seen him like this. So he's doing everything incredibly well, and he's helping everybody else out, and everybody's helping him out too. So it's a team game. I'm just hoping to add in, help it when I can, and just add that little bit of spark.
Mark, you said.
Mark, how tough was it not being able to play last week and knowing that if the game didn't go this way, you wouldn't be out here this week with this opportunity?
It's tough, but at the same time, I've been trusting these guys, every step of the way, and they've done it. So you just got to keep faith, keep a good mindset, and there's a lot of respect for what these guys have done, and again, I'm hoping to add to that.
Mark, you say you've never seen Lamar like this. What are you seeing from him?
Great ball. It's great ball. He's slinging it. He's running it. He's making everybody's jobs easier to make a defense job hard, and that's the MVP right there. And he's playing at that level.